Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, hit him with a hit, hit him with a hit. To listen with your lips. We the North Americans, red, we the pink for pelicans. Beat, like horns get no breaks, filled with all Mexicans.
Moors can't be from Canada. Canada's a corpse. Canada's a dry drink. Canada's a Supreme Court. Can't be United Statesian, so you can't be Canadian. Moors are indigenous, not immigrant or alien. Canada's a second cup. Canadians won Stanley Cups. Who said Canada is not North America is a dumb f***? Canada is brisky and a Crown Royal whiskey. Moors are not Canadian, but we'll go Bill Bixby. Canada has president's choice, also a prime minister. Canada's the lily white north, but acts so sinister. Canada is guilty of denationalization. Canada is not a country, but a corporation. Canada has Ku Klux. Canada has skinheads. Canada would go below zero, make the darkest brother's skin red. Canada's a moose and a triple fat goose. Moors are not Canadian, cause Canada's a spruce. Canada makes best baseball bats and most lentils. Canada has justice of the peace, playing judgmental. Moors are not a product. Canada is so corrupt. Chunks of Africa found under America, so shut the f*** up.
Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, hit him with a hit, hit him with a hit. To listen with your lips. We the North Americans, leave the pink for pelicans. Beat, like horns get no breaks, filled with all Mexicans. Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, to listen with your lips. We the North Americans, leave the pink for pelicans. Beat, horns got no breaks, filled with all Mexican.
We the North, been here from time before the foreigner drawn lines built to define our boundaries. Naturally, it's family. We build squads, we build tribes to survive, then to thrive. We alive and been living here. His story partial and unclear. No truth appears. We study more. Certainly builds our foundation core. Information is available, most raw. Some is refined. We may find it all. Responding to the call to activate. Standing tall while watching some deflate. Some mistake the facts and some negate the words we used to state and self-create. Used to make or break documentation. Court cases, proper representation. We're placed in positions to listen. Clocking they emphasizing division. Incisions made on the map surface. Dividing us and ours is a purpose. Now we work this with the info given. Connecting with the others to make you improve living.
Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, to listen with your lips. We the North Americans, leave the pink for pelicans. Beat, like horns get no breaks, filled with all Mexicans. Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, to listen with your lips. We the North Americans, leave the pink for pelicans. Deep, horns got no breaks, filled with all Mexican and pigs.
Ominous overtones, picking over the bones, reciting Andromeda's poem. Memory overload, the longer the thought, the shorter the memory hold. Was told by Bush, all about a Novus Order Seclorum. Remember the storm, how tender the form, losing your sense of decorum. Once again the pressure is on. Dimensions were formed at the end of the storm, tempting fate with flesh, taking steps back and forth. Ethereal highways plagued by birds of prey. Intrigue and scurrilous cunning find a way to be difficult, and just a few feet below there lies another road where evil grows. Thought to be a pinnacle where schemers walk and players play with traitorous grins. The culprits lay in the midday sultry sunbones bleach away. That's okay, prophet knows where I'm at along the roadway.
A few feet below is another road where schemers walk, where traitors grin and culprits bask in the sun. They think they are on the same road with true Moors, But the Moors are high above on a pinnacle where they might view the destructionists as they fall for the last time and their bones bleach in the sultry midday sun.
When a soul eater is summoned, someone conjured. Be a master of a cult or be conquered. Demons all around you when lower self is active. Wisdom is the shield so souls won't be captives. Jabberwockies are dragons, not a group of dancers. Battle lower self with energy transfer enhances. Every foe has handlers. Use protection candles. Trust intuitive visions in lions' dens like Daniel's. True Ali the mastermind, study his manual page to page. Keep scavengers in a state of rage. Throw them off course or press them in the full court. You can't stop scavengers making signs of the cross. Goblins want your soul too, for them it's soul food. Keep you in a low mood and make you pose nude. Shaking your hips and ass, being a harlot. Revelation beast bitch with face of mascara. Sons thinking they sexy, twerking and grinding. Innocence destroyed, getting molested by Biden. Or get set off course, mess with a siren. Do well under pressure, become a diamond. This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts, with Moors they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the prophet. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
In the spirit of a prophet in Islam, we study the ancient manuscripts, Moorish Quran. Everything we do is halal, some haram. know it sounds like the hook, but this is the song. When I see a brother, I greet him with salam. Want the whole truth about Hitler and Saddam. Devastated what you did in Vietnam. At a disadvantage, so they had to use bombs. It's been a few years, I read my Proverbs and Psalms. When I see my sisters, I tell them sit calm. It's your destiny, you hold it in your palm. Mr. Popularity never cared about the prom. One of life's great mysteries, young phenom. I am that I am, that's word to my mom. Move out the rough edges, eliminate the arms. Know what you're pledging, no Uncle Tom. Coming for our territory, taking back Guam. With that old time good spell, I wave my magic wand. Now I'm impressed, the vibration sound is on. It's
Mars don't give it away. Yo, Mars don't give it away. Every time that I accelerate, they copy. I'm the master. Take my mother's and the father's great gift to stay. Great masterpiece for masters trying to masterpiece. This time I'm like a masterpiece. This law gon' give me the bread. Yo, Mars don't give it away. They play your life and try to take you. Can you count how many times I'll try and break you? Try to got a great clue. Struggle size 8 you. Mind of my own with a great truth. I sip a little great goose while swerving on the state troops while plotting my escape of they rules, they schools, they jewels. They couldn't help my shine like chemicals. I'm at the top of my class on the pedestal. I throw that letter to you. That's HB number 2. And keep my name out your mouth unless it's about to spread my youth. Put to come up with the money that you run up when this chrome game turn up in my young guards aim and shoot with your lame excuse. No, I never that. This a full force sound system level that. Yo, you only talking fee out where your levels at. This is God body. Show me where the devil at. I'll let you read what this life about. We the lawmakers, architects, and still they doubt. We keep it factual with math and science practical. They love to hate the natural. Pain with the gain, no clout. A little fame couldn't stray. I remain on route. I move mountains, earthquakes on speakers. Something off the counting these occurrences. They speechless for the world. I'm the teacher. I'm sure like the beaches, keeping everything du jour. I'm the one with the features that they envy. We the reason that they seek us to take us out every season. So. Moors don't give it away. Yo, Moors don't give it away. Every time that I accelerate, they copy. I'm the master. Take my mother's and the father's great. Give me the stay. Drake the masterpiece. The master's trying to masterpiece. This time I'm like the masterpiece. This law gon' get me the bread. Yo, Moors don't give it away. Yo, Moors don't give it away. Why am I in this?
good. Good. Goddess outstanding, keeps order, she du jour. I thought Orisha Omega deity, she a Moor. Amongst the elite, but relate to the core. She command the fleet first to step on the shore. Snooze never sleep, won't hear me snore.
Hey yo, play me once, you'll never snake me twice. Break this smoke, you never save my life. Never rolling with that piece, so respect my life. Respect my life, yo. Moors don't give it away. Yo, Moors don't give it away. Every time that I accelerate, they copy. I'm the master. Take my mother's and the father's great. Give me the stay. Drake the masterpiece. The master's trying to masterpiece. This time I'm like the masterpiece. This law gon' get me the bread. Yo, Moors don't give it away. Yo, Moors don't give it away. Respect my life. 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 Never. Hello. ¿Cómo está? Hey. You know the PM studio, man. 7998 Premier Road. Yeah, go with it. Hello. Buenas noches.
Islam Moors. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love to all. Love and peace. Let's rise and face the east. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Islam. Just read our letters to be read. Every meeting. Prophet warns all Muslims to be read in every meeting. I hereby inform our members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Jew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Noble Jew Ali. Islam. To be proclaimed at every meeting. Islam. I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim that it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven by my works, which I have performed in the past few years. Prophet Noble Jew Ali. To the members of the Moor Science Temple of America, Islam. This is the instruction from your prophet Noble Jew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you would be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on, but the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near, so says Allah to his divine prophet, I Noble Jew Ali. And that's why many hearts have been turned to stone. Many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, lest they would be confounded of their sins. These are trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving. And they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but would sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your prophet. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah would bless you for your good work. Your divine prophet, Noble Jew Ali. Islam. Honors to the prophet. Honors to all the Moors. Happy winter solstice for all the Moors. You know, we do our best to at least acknowledge and honor the gates if we don't do anything else. Honors to all the Moors who acknowledge the gates. So We had our solstice walk yesterday and was minus 20 something. So the theme was hibernation. This is what the outcome became, because it's crazy out there. And the amount of work that we put in, the amount of work that we do, rest is essential, especially Moors out there working, probably working right now, right? Now you worker bee Moors, make sure you take some time, do your thing, you know what I mean? But don't miss out on rest during this winter solstice, because also when you don't rest, then Allah's gonna sit your ass down, and that could happen in many different ways that you might not be prepared for. The rest that Allah is gonna make you take, if you don't take it on yourself to make sure you take it, right? So Brother Omar brought that up on the walk, because when we do the walks, then this is just for Moor, so you can start building your own Moorish culture where you're at, right? Like this, we've been doing equinox and solstice walks, right? We've been doing it, right? And this is our ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset, which is what Drew Ali told us that we need to go back to. Right? So during the walks, we would have, rituals that we would do, whatever the ritual is for whatever the gate. So that was what was in the reading about getting rest, and then just going into it a little bit more to see that it's not just some stuff that we're talking about. Right? This is actually something you need to be doing, not because we say so. Right? This is divine that you get rest. This is not, right? Because we're looking at everything divine and national. So even rest is that. National rest is we have temple today. Divine rest is you're going within, focusing on yourself. Hibernate. Doesn't have to be expressive right now. Because why? Because everything else is sleep. So why don't you go to sleep? Stop playing around. Everything else is sleep. Trees sleep. Animals build their stuff. They're going in and they're huddling up for the next. Everybody's on some sleep right now. So we're not talking about the brainwashed sleep. We're talking about the cognizant, competent people. The people who have 50 law dictionaries at their house and all that, and all they do is study and all that. We're talking about you people. Get some rest. It's heavy. Rest is dormancy. Lessons from nature. In the Celtic worldview, winter holds the medicine of dormancy. The trees do not grow, yet their roots deepen. The animal burrows and conserves, trusting the unseen work of stillness. The seeds lie beneath the frozen earth, gathering strength for the spring, not yet visible. This is not inactivity, but preparation, restoration, and quiet transformation. Drew Ali said what? We're what? Moors are what? Active, not passive, right? Passive is inactivity, right? So one of the most active things you could do is get some rest. Because resting is preparation. Resting is restoration, aka healing. and quiet transformation. Why? Because everything else quiet. Why are you loud and all that stuff when everybody's quiet? Are you singing at the top of your lungs walking through the library with your headphones on? Are you nuts? What if we approached our own lives with this reverence for dormancy? In recovery, there is often a temptation to sprint toward healing, to mark progress through external milestones. But true recovery, like the seasons, moves in cycles. Winter teaches us how to honor the pause. The rest is to trust that growth is happening in unseen places, that the stillness is not a void, but a sanctuary. And honors to all the meditating Moors and the go get their massage Moors and the acupuncture Moors and the Qigong Moors and the yoga Moors and all you Moors in that realm that you've been doing, you've been at the sanctuary. And people haven't been hearing what you're saying. And you've been telling them rest, go within. And you've been telling them. So honors to you. The many faces of rest. Rest is not a monolith. It takes on as many forms as there are people and as many layers as there are needs. Trisha Hersey speaks of rest as resistance to grind culture, but it is also an act of deep listening to ourselves. Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith, who introduced us to the 7 types of rest, invites us to consider how different kinds of rest nourish us. Physical rest, replenish the body through sleep, naps, gentle stillness. Right? For all the honors to all the nap whoever's, all the nap people, all the people who just doesn't matter where they're at, they just sit down, all they need is 10 minutes and they're recharged. All they got was 10 minutes and they're recharged. 10 minutes? You ready to go again? Right? So physical rest, right? The little nap. For all the work 48 hours a day people. Like all you Moors. Who's just going and going and going and going and going and going. Just take a nap. Just take a little nap. That's all. You would have done your honors. Just take one nap. Give yourself some time for yourself for once, for 5 minutes. You deserve that. You earn that. Mental rest offers space to quiet the mind, to set down the endless list of things to do and simply be present. Again, all the meditating whoever's, all those Moors that been meditating. Not some new stuff because it's the winter solstice and we're dropping something. We're not dropping on. People been doing this. And trying to put you on, you got to start doing it too. No, you're not doing that because, you go there and you got to face your demons and all that stuff. And who wants to face their demons? Emotional rest allows us to release the weight of carrying others' expectations or navigating our inner storms. Go back to the demons and all that stuff, the inner storms and all that. Not wanting to sail your boat in those waters. You really think you have this stuff locked down? You don't know jack. Playing yourself. Stop playing yourself. Right. This is you want free game? Here's some free game for you. Get some rest. No, you thought it was going to be some deep stuff and Bitcoin and all that. No, get some rest. Stuff isn't complicated at all. Oh yeah, and this is the sobercurator.com. The sobercurator.com. Hibernation as spiritual practice. Again, the Celtic calendar reminds us that hibernation is holy. The winter solstice is a time to honor the darkness, not as an absence of light, but as a cradle. In the womb of winter, we are invited to reflect, to nourish what needs tending, and to release what cannot be carried into the coming year. Are you 50 bag whoever, Moors? You just can't let it go. You just can't. Just let that stuff go. And then after you let that stuff go get some rest. You have this stuff figured out in a second. Right? Release what cannot be carried into the coming year. Release it. Remember, this time of hibernation is a spiritual practice. Right? So release is that thing that's been sitting there. That's just sitting there. You know, release it and make room for something else. The stuff works. It was fast too. As soon as you get rid of the BS, especially the people, whew, when you get rid of the BS people, forget the BS stuff that's around you. You get rid of the BS people in your life. And see how fast you learn to let go. Let go of BS that doesn't serve you. Just let it go. Whatever it is. You can't go back and fix it. You better let that shit go. You going back to do something about it? No? So then let it go. Save yourself the issues in the coming year, because then you're taking that baggage with you. Now, in the coming year, when new stuff's supposed to be going, you got this old stuff that you're still trying to work with. Messing up your own stuff. Because you didn't just release what cannot be carried. It's okay. And Taurus, no. You know, because we're the ones that have 50 things and trying to open the fridge with the foot and all that. Right? So trust me, we know about let go of some stuff because we be carrying stuff. We already know the bulls kept dragging everybody's stuff. Isn't that what they got the bull for? Right? What's the oxen gonna do? Be dragging stuff. So what? So you can grow some stuff, right? All right. Rest as a radical act of recovery. The power of conserving energy. Rituals for the solstice. The light will come. Yeah, be a spiritual gangster. You're gonna be gangster. Be a spiritual one. So get your rest. It's not. Get your rest. So you can be charged up. You can be charged up for Drew Ali Day. 15th annual. Like we say, you're gonna rest. Because this day right here, if you never got the experience of Drew Ali Day, do your best to do that. You know, there's a good energy when Moors are together. It's going back again to the healing and the time of year that this is. You know, you're conserving all this energy to prepare you. You know, getting the seeds ready, giving them all the energy that they need. So when that natural time happens, they begin sprouting without you having to do anything. So January 11th we're going in with the Moors who've been putting in work. They've been putting in work. And they set a standard for where you're supposed to be at in your mind, so you can be yourself, so you can be a Moor. And so we got Brother Nature Al Bay and Brother Seton Ra Bay. It's gonna be a good time, as usual. Because Moors who've been to Juali Day, you already know how crazy it is. You already know how crazy it is. Right? 25 Cecil Street, Steelworkers. Noble Juali Day awards, of course, food. So you already know. Oh yeah, and don't forget Canaanland Guide at gmail.com. That's the PayPal for the outside of Canaanland Moors who want to be present. We'll have a stream going for you. It's not gonna be live though on YouTube. But and you could ask those Moors. Ever since COVID, when we started doing the Juali Day live, Juali Day online, you could ask those Moors how it is. Moors who attended those in the past years, just being online. There's no Moors where you're at doing anything. You want to be online, so you could at least chill with Moors virtually. In the PayPal, Canaanland Guide at gmail.com. 25 notes, and we'll add you to the email list. And on the day of, we'll send out the link, and it's gonna be a great time. Honors to all the Moors who participated over the 15 years. Honors to you. Oh yeah, and don't forget 6 p.m. tonight, NYP Talk Show. NYP Talk Show on YouTube. Just remember, NYP tonight, 6 p.m. And we're building on the Moorish Empire with the Moors. If you're free 6 p.m., we'll be on NYP. Honors to those Moors over there. We're putting in some work, getting this word out to our people. That's 6 p.m. Eastern time, by the way. And there's some good content on there. All you new Moors getting in. There's some good Moorish bills on there. So we wanted to go back and just stress these letters to be read every meeting. Stress the point. Super stress the point. So during Noble Juali's time, just like during our time right now, there's people who have bad intentions. And they're not about the upliftment of our people. Right? This is just across the board. within Noble Drew Ali's own movement, there were people who didn't have good intentions. And their bad intentions were in the open. They weren't hiding that they didn't have good intentions. They weren't hiding it. So seeing this happen, and Noble Drew Ali said he's going to put out these letters to be read so that every Moor knows where the line is. And you're either with Noble Drew Ali or you're with the traitors who are the ones that were against him. It wasn't some modern Europeans that were against him. It was his own that was against him. His own within his movement, not some outside his own people. People on the inside that he had to tell all the Moors through putting out, because he's the prophet. So, whatever he says, that's what has to be going on. And then if it's not going on, then you know that these people aren't with the prophet. So if you told them, read this every meeting, and then we're sitting at the meeting, right? I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Learn to love instead of hate. That's not radical stuff. Enforce the Constitution. That's not radical. Divine teachings, spirituality, astrology, none of that's radical. And just those three subject matters there are vast. That nothing radical ever has to come up when Moors are talking to anybody, no matter who they are, whether they work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace. That's one of our principles. We're not for radical behavior. That's not where we're supposed to be at as Moors. Right? Now, radical speeches, going back again to why it is the Rise of the Moors name got bought, copyrighted, trademarked, so that we can correct the wrongs that was done under that by some other people who were calling themselves that. Because nobody has jurisdiction over Rise of the Moors. Nobody has jurisdiction over that. Anybody could say that they're Rise of the Moors. There's nobody doesn't own that. Being in like we were talking about the other night, whether you got license or not, if you choose to have arms, they have to be stored a certain way. That's just what it is. That has nothing to do with state said, constitution said, nothing like that. If they have arms, safety's first. That's just what it is. Right? Now, if you run out of gas on the highway and you're going to put gas in the car because you got it in the trunk or something, why are you walking on the highway with arms and all this? What are you doing that for? What are you doing that for? Now, no way are we saying that you don't have a right to bear arms. No way is what's being said that you can't do that, because we see people do that all the time. Walking around with arms, whether it's sealed, not concealed, Like we see it. So it's not something that people can't do or haven't done or shouldn't be doing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about these specific people that got stuck on the highway because they ran out of gas. Why are you walking around with arms on the highway? That's radical. Right? And we're not talking about speeches. We're talking about behavior as well. Because the radical speech is going to lead to radical behavior. So don't omit the behavior thinking that you should be doing radical stuff as Moors. Because Juali said, and radical speeches, then obviously radical behavior is going to stop if they're not talking radical. You can't not talk radical and do radical things. So remember, we are for peace and not destruction. And if peace means lies have to be destroyed, then it's peace. Then it's all about peace then. Because we're not destroying lies. Lies are destroying itself because it's standing up to the truth. It's not the truth's fault that lies can't handle it. Which is another one of our principles. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. Remember, just back then. So what were these Moors doing to have them just wanted to show their card? They must have been doing BS and using Moorish nationality to get out of it. Isn't that the same stuff people are doing today? People must have been doing messed up stuff and using their nationality card to get out of it for Noble Drew Ali to tell these Moors, stop flashing your nationality card at Europeans. What kind of messed up stuff were they doing? And again, you look back, then you look forward to today, and you see it's the same stuff that Drew Ali was dealing with back then. And remember, this is not from people outside of the nation. This is from people within. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. And then you could just look at all the people who violated all those stuff. They did radical speeches or radical behavior, whether it was home or at their work or on the streets, right? They weren't for peace. They're flashing their whatever it is that they got, saying that they're whatever like that, causing confusion. And then what conditions are they in right now? And if their condition isn't a severe consequence because of their actions, that should tell you something about Noble Drew Ali being a prophet and what he says is law for real. So you better consider what he's saying, because he's not just talking because he wants to talk. Allah sent him. He's playing around like he's some man talking to you. You think what he says is law. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. So it would be wise to not violate the principles. Just don't violate those. You do whatever the hell you want. You violate those, then justice is going to take its course on the violator of those. So you could play around your Moors and all that stuff, but if you're not living by those principles, all that your Moors talk, that's just talking. Where's your works and deeds that you're a Moor? You're not talking that you're a Moor. Where's your works and deeds that you're a Moor? Where's the other brothers and sisters that could talk up for you? Oh yeah, I know that Moor. That's an honorable Moor right there. Where are they at? 50,000 online people vouch for you. Get out of here. Name them. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. Justice again. How much justice you want before you just do stuff the right way? Remember, this is a template for you to know who not to be like. This is a template for you. It's to be read every meeting as a warning, but it's also letting you know. Right? Just so you don't get your reward. You want a reward from Allah for your unjust deeds? I got deeds and they're unjust. Can I get a reward for that? You really want it? You really think unjust deeds are rewarded in a positive? All true Moors. Notice you didn't say all true Moorish Americans. Right? For all the people saying Noble Drew Ali isn't, he brought us Moorish American, and you're not Moorish American because you're in Canada. All true Moors. But he said your nationality is Moorish American, right? Oh, but how come he didn't say all true Moorish Americans right here then? In his letter that he told these Moors to read every meeting. Well, because it's one and the same. Stop the dumb stuff. Trying to cause confusion. Going back again to the radical speeching. That's radical. Oh, Moors? Oh, no, there's Moors, and then there's Moorish Americans. And the Moorish Americans, they're in the Moorish Science Temple. And everybody outside of Moorish Science Temple, they're not Moorish Americans. They're just Moors. But Drew Ali's talking about Moors right here. All true Moors. You don't think he's talking about Moorish Americans too? No, he's not talking about Moorish Americans. He's just talking about the Moors outside of the temple when he says all true Moors. The hell out of here. Foolishness. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward. Yep, drilling the truth. Yes, doggy. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. All those who have lost confidence in what Noble Drew Ali brought, and they said, oh, you know, we're going to go over here and we're going to start our own thing. And we're going to make up a seal, and we're going to make up a flag, and we're going to make up... Don't call Noble Drew Ali's name. Don't wear your fez. Don't wear a turban. Right? Get rid of all that stuff and just go be nigger. Because that's what you are without Noble Drew Ali. We're not talking about placation honors. We're talking about supreme honors. If you don't honor Noble Drew Ali in your whatever it is that you're claiming is for the salvation of our people, because Noble Drew Ali stuff isn't good enough, where's your honors at? Why you have to make up new stuff that we already have that Noble Drew Ali brought us? Unless these people lost confidence in their prophet. But instead of going back to the state where the prophet found you, they stay with the fez and the turbans on and all that stuff, causing confusion. Just like he told you that these people are going to do. cease wearing their turban and fez. Right? The people who never became a member of Moor Science Temple, but they have every critique, and they're going to make up their own stuff, but they're never a member. And they're talking about their Moors. No, you better take off your turban and fez and go back to nigger. You have no damn clue that you're a Moors if it wasn't for Noble Drew Ali telling you that it's your nationality. Not some people over there, North African over there people, not them. Those are the only ones everybody ever tells you about. They never tell you about no Moorish Americans. Every time they bring up Moorish, they're looking over there, across some Atlantic somewhere. When there's Moorish lands over here. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the Prophet is not right, the temple is not right. If the Prophet is not right, the temple is not right. So that means the Prophet's before the temple. So as soon as you see people playing their little game, that they have some whatever that brought you something and you better come here to get it and all that. But they're not upholding Noble Drew Ali. Watch those people. Because you know that the prophet's not right. Right? How? If Allah sent him, how's he not right? And then of course, if he's right, then the temple's right. And you know the temple's right because they're going to have honors for Noble Drew Ali. And they're not going to be the people who he's talking about in the letters to be read every meeting, that these people conveniently haven't been reading to anybody. And you're wondering who the sellouts are, and you're looking at some de facto insolvent bankrupt corporation as the threat. Oh, they're the damn threat. The Prophet therefore is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their Prophet and the temple. So it's a divine plea to all Moorish Americans. All Moorish Americans, whether you're the traders, whether you're with the sellouts, whether you're the ones who try to put poison in my food, whether you're the ones, whichever, all Moorish Americans. Do their part in protecting their Prophet and the temple. Again, the divine and the national, again. Because the temple flag is the national flag, right? All right. And the Prophet is sent by Allah, so that's divine, right? So divine and national. Protect. Do your part. What are you doing to protect the Prophet and the temple? That's your charge. Because he's sending out a divine plea. Because these people sold out and they've been selling you out. And he's still carrying out his divine plea to you. All you Moorish Americans out there. Because he told you that all the true Moors will and obey the law as laid down to them by the Prophet. Now, everything that he brought is the law that's laid down to you, to be used at your discretion. This is an everlasting movement founded by the Prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Peace, Noble Drew Ali. This is an everlasting movement. Everlasting. You know, everlasting? This is how far. Because we're here 100 years later, we know about the prophet. And then majority of us didn't know because of Moor Science Temple. We learned because some Moor put us on. That means these people did a disservice. If they're supposed to be the ones who were getting this to the hedges and the highways and didn't do their job, no wonder he has to write stuff to these people. No wonder. There was obviously a sellout in his face. And the sellouts who've been parading around as they're the grand whatever. When you didn't find out about Noble Drew Ali from Moor Science Temple, there's some more you bumped into, or some more you were doing some research and found something. They didn't keep their end of the bargain. They didn't take this to the hedges and the highways. They tried to bury this so you don't know about it. Bury it so you don't know. How is it that he has to tell them? He has to tell them. You have to read these every meeting. These people have lost faith in the prophet. They're still around today, playing like they're with Noble Drew Ali. Playing. Right, to be proclaimed at every meeting again. Islam. I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all. Right, just that line alone should give you goosebumps. And be honored that you're one of the few. Be honored that you're one of the few. You know, everybody sold this Moor out. If he's calling for the few faithful Moors, that means many were unfaithful then. Many were in violation of letters to be read every meeting. That's why they weren't reading them. So for the few faithful Moors, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth, there is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now. Right now. Remember, he's writing this back then, but is it now? And then when you look, this stuff still going on now. And again, it goes back to, the few faithful Moors. Their hands are tied. They can only do so much. The few could only do so much. And the so much that the few's done has us here right now that we know about our nationality and our birthrights. Like, few is why we know about our nationality and birthright. These same few faithful Moors that Noble Drew Ali is talking about. Right? Not the jealous Moors, not the Moors who always want to be up in his face and all that stuff. Oh, the prophet, not those Moors. The faithful. You don't have to talk when you're faithful. Your actions show. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claimed that I was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens. They are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they may take charge of the situation. So these jealous people who think this is a joke and unreal, after Drew Ali got invited to inaugurations and after they got Oscar the priest in office and all that stuff, then they realized that, oh damn, it's really, he's really the man. This is when it was revealed to them because it was at the convention. So everything's getting put on Front Street that we're about. And when they saw what was in the Moorish movement, when Noble Drew Ali was around, that first convention, and the amount of things that Noble Drew Ali had for the Moors, then at that point they realized how real it was. And that's when the sellout went into high gear, where then you're going to have stuff of people kicking Noble Drew Ali out of his own temple. He's going to make the rounds to all the temples and he's getting back to Chicago and his stuff is in the street. And certain elders knew Moors, Moorish elders. And there's certain Moorish elders who knew Moors that were around during the Prophet's time. And it really was few faithful Moors. It really was few faithful Moors because there was deliberate acts in place in order to have this be messed up, where wherever it is that you're at, you didn't go to the temple to find this out. You found this out on your own. And that's how you were supposed to find out about this. You were supposed to find out about this because your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your cousins, all of them were bays and elves and all that, and they were part of the temple. That's how you know. Great, grand, all of them were part of the temple. That's how we were supposed to know about this. Not doing some research on your own. But they were the host of jealousy, the people who thought it was a joke and unreal. Jealous of him. Opposed to say, let's work with him and make this greater. Like we got all these different connections or whatever like that. Few faithful Moors worked with Noble Drew Ali. Few. I have notified these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. It's almost like his deathbed speech and all that. And you know it's going to, hey, when you get to this, you just do your work here. When you get to that soul plane, and with the Moors again, you'll be remembered, faithful Moor, what you've done here. Pardon self, Moor. That was the neighbor elder. I've notified these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds, the ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors. I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness, to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement, yours. So anything else that's yours, don't you take care of it? Don't you protect it? Do you just do whatever with it? No, you don't. You're mindful to how you care for something when it's yours. Right? When it's your plate of food or whatever, with your favorite stuff on there. When it's yours, you're going to enjoy it, aren't you? Just like you're eating that right now. See how good you are to that plate because it's yours? Same way with your divine Moorish movement. This is yours. So you should be doing something with it. And again, increase your faithfulness. You've been faithful. Remember, it's only few. So, a lot of work has to be put in. A lot of work has to be put in. Now remember the solstice lesson. As much work as we're putting in, make sure you get your rest. So you can be energized to increase your faithfulness. Because you've been faithful already. We know that you're going to remain faithful. We know that. We already know that. You've been faithful this long. What are you going backward for? So we already know you're in. But increase that faithfulness. And remember that increased faithfulness is to your prophet and your divine Moorish movement. That's where your faithfulness is going. Keep that in mind. That he's calling on all, right? The few. Remember, there's few faithful. So we're calling on all. If you're faithful, he's talking to you. I don't care what body you're part of, what temple you're part of, who's your grand sheikh, who's your supreme grand sheikh. I don't care about any of that. If you're a faithful Moor, increase your faithfulness to your prophet and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. It all comes through jealousy. It all comes through jealousy because his fame and nobility. Now remember, never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present to shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. To shove aside because there's no discord when you're prosperous, because everybody's benefiting. Only when you have jealousy and envy, only when you have friction, only when you have hostility and strife, only when you have that do you have this lack of harmony. Why shouldn't, if we're living by the principles, why wouldn't this be harmonious? Why is he having to write letters to be read every meeting? Why is that? There was that much of a disagreement? Obviously. And again, he's telling you to have faith and keep it. You're down with the Moorish movement, you're down with Noble Drew Ali, great. Be down way more than you are if you say you're down, because it's only few. It's only few. And the few are the ones that are holding this thing together. Still, all this time, it's the few. Imagine if more did what they're supposed to do. See few turn into many. So something's got to give. It can't be just the few, just few faithful Moors. There's always going to be only few faithful Moors. So why is there only few faithful Moors? Unless everybody out here is really zombie. You know? And it's always been few. You know, but the Council of the Elders usually have what, eight elders or something, 13 elders maybe. How many more ascended masters are traders? If they're talking about 7 sages and all that stuff, there's only 7. That's all we need for humanity to be saved. Then I guess few could do the job then. And few has been doing the job. That's why I say, hey, you're gonna remember. Don't worry about the earth plane stuff. The work that you put in here isn't for here. Don't get mad when it doesn't compensate how you will. The work here is for beyond here. All that living by the principles and all that. You wish it would translate to here the way it's supposed to, but this is not the realm for that. Right? This is why I told you. I've notified all these things to you long ago in the past. How the other prophets get murdered? Their own, wasn't it? Osiris' own brother. That's just what it is. So you've been told. Still not learning? How much time do you gotta be told before you fix yourself? And then this isn't said to be read every meeting, but if he's writing it to the members of the Moor Science Temple of America, that means they gotta know something. But so this is specifically for them. specifically for the ones who say, Moor Science Temple of America, I'm a member. All the meetings are at Moor Science Temple of America that he's talking about. He didn't specify that. He said every meeting. Every meeting. Who's he talking to? Remember, prophets come for nations. They're just around the ones that need them the most. But the prophets are here for everybody. But this is specific to the members of the Moor Science Temple of America, what they need to know. Islam. This is the instruction from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Drew Ali said, instructions. When you open a box and then you pull out the thing and it says instructions, what does that mean? It means you're going to follow this stuff, right? And so if Noble Drew Ali said, oh yeah, these are your instructions, how come you reading all this other stuff? Why don't you follow the instructions that was given to you? Remember, this is to the members of the Moor Science Temple. But all the members, Raj, who's your grand sheikh, who's your grand governor, concerned with that. You're a member? All right. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. So right straight off the top, honor your foremothers and forefathers. Honor your nationality and your birthrights. Honor your old-time religion. And you'll be blessed for your good deeds. Which again, is letting you know where the jurisdiction lies. Oh, good. So your deeds have to be good. You're not doing BS deeds. Not putting gas in the car and all types of dumb stuff. Right? Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on, but the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. So says Allah to his divine prophet, I, Noble Drew Ali. And that is why many hearts have been turned to stone. Many have eyes to see, but cannot see. Ears to hear, but cannot hear. Lest they would be confounded of their sins. These are trying hours now, dear Moors. Remember, these members of the Moor Science Temple of America. He's calling them Moors. Aren't the members of the Moor Science Temple of America Moorish Americans? This is Noble Drew Ali. So if Noble Drew Ali is talking to the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and in that he's referring to the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America as Moors, so that means Moors can join the Moorish Science Temple of America and not be Moorish American? Because that's what Moorish Science Temple of America right now, Supreme Grand whatever, that was on Vice and all that stuff. They're saying Moorish Americans and Moors are different. Okay, so if Noble Drew Ali is writing to the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, but he's talking about Moors, not Moorish Americans, because Drew Ali was specific. He wasn't vague in anything he was saying. Just a thought. These are trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving. And they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. So the only ones that these people could play are the ones that haven't mastered faith or fruition. The only ones that they can confuse are the ones who are stuck in the state of belief, the ones that do believe. So even though this is to the members of the Moor Science Temple of America, he's not talking to fruition Moors, because those are part of the few that are with him. You don't need to talk to them. Right? You see all the other to all grand sheiks, governors, right? This is not he's not talking to them in this. He's talking to the members. He's talking to the general people who come to the temple, pay their dues, and they're a member. This is you he's talking to. That these are trying hours, and every evil spirit is moving. And they're trying every belief, aka weak mind. Because only weak mind. They can't try stuff on strong-minded Moors. Stuff's not, can't pull stuff on strong-minded Moors. Only the newly awakened Moors who think this is about papers and cards is who they can play. The faithful Moors, the studious Moors, active Moors, they're not going to be played by traders. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but would sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your profit. So this is bigger than the profit. Because if you have the love of Allah, then you're good to go. Because you don't need to be saved. You don't need to sacrifice to find out. You already know that you're going to sacrifice. For the movement, anymore is that if I have to be the scapegoat for everybody to know the truth about their nationality and birthrights tomorrow, then take me. Everybody's gonna know tomorrow? Please. Yes, let's go. Because the spirit of my foremothers and forefathers have me not fearful. I don't care what anybody says. They could bring up whatever they want. Moorish nationality and birthrights. There's no budging. Got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. I'm never going to argue that I'm not a Moor. Never. Because once you study this, you can't be a weak mind. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet. Speak against your prophet. So Jolly said you're not Negro black colored. Then people telling you that you're Negro black colored, they're enemies. They are enemies. You say your nationality doesn't matter what you call yourself. We're the ancient gods of whatever. They're enemies. Watch them. Because they're gonna show their hand. Just give them 2 seconds. They're gonna show their hand. It's, are you aware enough to see when they show their hand so you can know that they're playing you, so you can get with the righteous? Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. If anybody's speaking against love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, they're an enemy. It's that easy. Act accordingly, and Allah would bless you for your good work. I like in the Moorish, in the oral statements, or it talks about, Juali said it would surprise him if a Moor would do right. Be that Moor. Be that Moor that does right and surprise the prophet. That's your gauge. Do right. Do right. That's all. Your divine prophet, Noble Juali. Be the Moor that will do right. Just be that Moor. You don't have to do anything else. Just do that. Be the Moor that will do right. Honors to the Prophet Noble Juali. Honors to all the Moors. Honors to all the Moors. Worldwide. Oh, no NYP talk show tonight. Just got confirmation. It's probably going to be Wednesday or Saturday. Probably Wednesday. Honors to all the Moors. Let's rise. Five on the left, two on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation. By night and by day, to our holy prophet, Noble Juali. Islam. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Honors to all sisters and mothers. Love and peace, Moors. Islam.